Okay, I don't know if the countdown was working. Hello, this is Tobias, DL3 MHT, and I'm here with Morten. Do you want to say hi to the audience?
I will. I just gotta, I have some double audio here, so I'm good now. I think.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
so
we're good. We're good. I'm back. I had both my own audio, and I'm going to try to reposition myself so I get in frame here as well. I had both my own audio and the stream, so I heard myself double up and heard you double up. We're good now. Thanks for having me on, Tobias.
Yeah, thanks for joining, Morten. First live stream in a while for me, and also trying complete new streaming solution. So we're trying evmux today, which in the free plan already offers full HD streaming, so you can see me with all my wrinkles. And we'll build the Super Pixie, right?
Yeah. Let's see if I can switch to the. That did not turn out well in the way the screen is split here, I think.
Well, what we can do is I can give you the full stage with me small.
Yeah, with you small.
Yeah.
So I'm going to change it. We'll see how this works. If I go press here. Yeah, pretty much. I'm going to try to navigate around your face now, Tobias.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
I have actually done a little bit of homework. I've sorted the parts here, as you can see. And I see I got to do another thing because my face is completely covered by the powered by evmux. Let's see.
Okay,
and
I can also try to make myself a bit smaller if that is better. Let's see.
But so I've done a little bit of cheating. I've sorted the parts.
Is that good enough?
Yeah, that's good enough. And I have gone through the part list and checked it. I don't know how well that shows up on stream though, but that's the parts list. And I have my desk with the soldering station set up here. And everything here, including my streaming setup, is set up on a desk which is I'll go back to the regular cam here. The desk is 1 meter and 50 centimeters wide and only 49 centimeters deep. So I'm doing a lot of things in a real limited amount of space here.
Yeah, my soldering desk is also pretty small. I think it's 1 meter 20 times 60. I don't know if it's even 60 deep. So we will manage.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just set up the other view where you are small. So reduce the size here as well, that it somehow looks similar.
So I'm not on top of you.
Maybe like this, and let's see. Yeah, I think roughly the same.
Yep. I think that's pretty good. And
good. So I guess I should start to my desk view, and
yeah, let's get started here. I'm gonna just flip a couple of cameras around, and I'll move to my left, and you'll go to the other side of the room here. So I'm gonna change here.
And now I just need to find the shortcut switching between our two views. Alt 8 and Alt 7.
I'm just gonna mute myself because my mic stand just fell off.
Okay. Okay, so ready to rumble, basically.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much ready now. I don't know how my audio is now. I can see that my mic
is straight. To me.
Yep.
I guess, yeah, let's start with the smallest components, which would be the resistors, right? Let's just start with R1, which is 47K, and you have sorted it, and I haven't.
I have sorted it so I can at least find my my resistors here.
But yeah,
and I can also do another thing, which I forgot. I gotta heat my soldering iron.
Okay, and I will cheat blatantly and just measure that I picked the 47K one.
And I'll be doing this on pure luck.
And yeah, I picked the right one. See, I don't know. No, you can't see it. It's reflecting maybe like this.
And then Tobias, since you are a bit of a kit builder, you've done stuff like this before. I really haven't. 0.5 millimeter or 1 millimeter solder for this?
Let me see what I have here. The question is leaded or lead free. I guess I go with leaded, and I have here 0.7.
I don't have any leaded.
It doesn't really matter. You just have to go a bit hotter on your iron then.
Yep.
And yeah, you have to get used that the solder joints go matte after it cools down. Usually that was always, I mean, with the leaded solder, it was always a sign that you did a bad connection if it is not shiny at the end, but with the leaded, that's perfectly normal. Okay, so, right, I guess I have to find where R1 goes. Maybe let me get a pen here, then we can tick it off. And
let's see, because the board is marked here, so I'm going to use my old man eyes and see if I can find.
I think
R1
it's here between the crystal and the jumper on that side.
Let's see. Yeah, I have R1 there.
Okay, and it is one which is mounted upside down, so yeah, you have to bend the wire a bit. Yep. So basically, where you have the ring is where you put the body, and then you have to make basically a loop with the wire.
So they're not supposed to be. They're supposed to not lay flat on the board, but stick up then.
Yes, they all look like they're sticking up.
Yeah, and there's no polarity issues with a resistor, right?
No. Resistors any way you want. It's just, you know, personal nitpicking if you want them all in the same order. I always do the golden one to the bottom, but that's just...
Oh, I'm just going to be happy if I can make the build. I'm not even going for that it's going to work today. I'm just going for that I'll be finishing the build, and it looks good.
Okay, well, that was...
And how much heat should I put the iron on for this?
I think leaded solder maybe 360, but I'm pretty sure we get comments in the chat.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'll put mine, you said a little bit hotter, so 380-ish?
Nah, that is too hot, I think. Try 350, 360, maybe. That should be good enough.
I'm going for 360. I'm not sure how precise my temperature gauge is anyway, so...
Okay, and yeah, now there's a matter of taste how we do it. Do we, you know, do it resistor by resistor or just populate everything and solder in one go? That's
I'm gonna do
matter of choice, but maybe let's do the first one first and then. So just bend it a bit outside.
Yep, I'm good with the first one.
And
I'm not sure how well that showed up on stream, but
yeah, I can switch to your screen so people can watch while I do my embarrassing first solder joint in a small window.
And if you've seen my videos, I don't know if you've noticed, but I always speed up my soldering. And that's for people not to see how bad I am at it.
Yeah, the only thing that is always the case when you... I always a bit nitpicky and want it, you know, flush to the PCB. So
yeah.
But yeah, that was the first one. Then take your pliers and snip the leg off.
Yeah, I've done that already. So it looks. Let's see if I can put it up to the camera here. So I'm not sure if it focuses well though. It's a bit out of focus, but hopefully the viewers can see it. So.
Yeah, I don't know how good my camera is in focusing. Let's go back to this view and I don't know. I guess we just go through all of them now, right? maybe no need to comment over every single value.
And then that was R1, and I had 2 R1, so that's good. You get a little bit of spare parts in this.
Yeah, I have 4 extra capacitors and a trimmer, but no extra resistors.
so I guess the quality control of what's really in this kit might not be the best. Yeah. So let's see, R2 then. Let's see here.
33K.
I only have one R2, so
yeah, but it's easy. 33K is 3 rings orange.
Yep.
3 orange, 1 gold.
Yeah,
that's the gold one is the tolerance. I have one of these resistor wheels as well. So if you don't have a measuring, you can basically just dial it in here and say, yeah, 3, 3, 3.
And I'm going to see if I can find R2 here.
And gold is 5% tolerance. Yeah. So R2 is
on top here.
Right. I found it next to this electrolytic capacitor, right?
Yep. I think so.
Yeah. Let me bend the legs off screen. It's too embarrassing otherwise.
I'm going to try to do it in frame as well so people can see what I do.
Yeah, right. Let me switch to your screen.
And I've just bent the legs a little bit outwards here. And I'm a big fan of using helping hands when soldering.
Yeah, and I don't know. In theory, I should have a, sucker for solder fumes, but I don't have one.
Yeah.
Because yet I did not find one which is reasonably priced and does its job. So.
And you still got to remember that what we're doing is a hobby, though. So.
Yeah, I mean, we are not inhaling 24/7, but.
No.
In a way, it would be nice to have one here on the bench. Okay, so that was number 2. Is anybody watching? I don't know. Probably not.
let us know in the chat, and we'll try to keep an eye on that.
Right. Where is my mobile phone? I wanted to have the chat open on the mobile phone. Let me quickly get that.
And now if the chat in the evmux window is correct, there's nothing in the chat yet, but that might change. And if you're watching this in replay, feel free to comment on our mistakes.
Yeah. Okay.
Because as HamRadio YouTubers, it's our job to make the mistakes, and it's your job to point them out.
Exactly. That's how the work.
That's how HamRadio YouTube works. And I have 2 resistors down. It's not beautiful, but it's soldered and it's there.
Okay.
See, and then it's R3, and that's this one. Let's see if I can find R3 as well. And it just hit me that it might be easier to actually look at this schematic to find it.
Yeah, I have it.
Let's see.
Here next to the PCB.
R3 is, and if I turn, I found R3 on the board.
So that's 1 kilo ohm, but
I don't know if I told you about my QDX, what I ended up doing with my QDX.
No.
I ended up first having another ham to help me, and then he ended up taking it home and building it for me because it just took too long.
I think we should be fine with this kit.
Yeah, this is a better starting kit than the QDX.
I cannot. Where is R3 here?
R3 is, if you can look at my board here. I don't know if you can see my board. If I'm back, R3 is right here, just beneath the screw hole here.
Yes, I see it. Thanks. And I think there's another 1 kilo ohm, which is R8. Maybe I should put that in right away as well.
Yeah, I'm going to do that next. I'm just going to do resistor by resistor first. And perhaps you see right solder here as well. And if you should comment upon my solder job, please do remember that I have lights and cameras and microphones everywhere here. So I kind of got to jiggle my fingers in between everything here.
Yeah, you have to work around the ring light. I almost, am with my nose in the ring light.
Yeah. Oh, that was not a pretty solder job, but it's good enough.
Okay, I'm not super happy with my bending of the wires because usually it's, I think.
And I actually think my iron's a little bit too cool, so I'm going to turn the temperature up a little bit.
Okay.
And I don't know about you. Are you using an expensive soldering iron or?
Yes, but the tips are not so expensive. It's a JBC soldering iron, which is expensive. But JBC makes these T12 tips, and the T12 tips basically have the heating element right in the tip.
Yeah.
And also the NTC is right in the tip. So you can get a lot of Chinese AliExpress soldering irons which make use of those tips. And they're really worth it because you have immediate heat. So if it detects the temperature drop as the heater is directly next to the tip, it's very fast in providing the heat you need. So I really like it. Not because it's JBC, I like the tips basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just using it's probably a Chinese iron. I bought it at a local electronics store here. So but it seems it works well enough for what I do, and I usually just solder antenna plugs. And I got to remember to try to stay within frame. I see Bert Klaas is in the chat. Welcome, Bert. I cannot type because my keyboard is covered by resistors and transistors and all kinds of components now. So, but it was R8. That was the next one, wasn't it?
Right. It's another R3 1 kilo ohm.
Yeah. And have you found out where that goes?
That's near the potentiometer at the bottom, right above.
See.
Let me switch.
Yeah, I found it.
So right here.
Bert asked if those Pixies are tunable or if they just have one frequency setting.
And they are a single frequency because they have a crystal in. So some people get more than one crystal, and then you can basically switch with having 2 or 3 crystals. But yeah, it's basically as you buy them, it's a single frequency, and mine is I think
7023, I think.
Right. Yeah.
It's the 40 meter QRP frequency, isn't it?
We can look on the crystal because that's definitely the answer to the frequency.
Yeah, my crystal is taped to a sheet of paper, so.
And mine says 7.023. Yeah. So this is what you get.
Yeah.
So I'm clipping off the legs of that second resistor. And maybe let me get rid of all these clipped off wires that are flying around here. So what I could do now for good housekeeping is here on the parts list,
check off
tick off what we've already done, right?
Yeah.
I mean, here I already ticked if it's existing, but now we basically know we've done R1, R2, R3, and R8. And the next one is R4.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing. I just got to find my parts list here, which I had somewhere. it's amazing how quick it takes to lose something on such a small desk.
And how quick it is to make your desk into an absolute mess.
Yeah. Let's see. Here we go. Here's the part list. I'll put the helping hands and the PCB out of the way, and
I'm just randomly swapping between your and my camera view, if that's fine, right?
That's good enough. We've done R1, and we've done R3, R2, R3, R8. And should we do D2 after R2?
I just go with all the resistors first. So on the left column.
You didn't get that one. R2, D2?
No, I didn't get that one.
No, Star Wars.
Sorry. Sorry. I was somewhere else with my thoughts.
Yeah. And I see that Bob's in the chat, LB5JJ. He's just back from a soda, and he's watching your good building skills and probably my poor building skills.
I don't know.
The next
skills are so good. I'm just stubborn, you know. I try and try until it works.
Yeah. Let's see. The next one is R4,
which is 470 ohms.
Yeah. I just got to see if I can find it on the board here. I saw it earlier.
Yeah, we can also mark it off here on the board in theory, so that we already know. So we got R2 and
let's see, R6, D2, C8. Okay, I got to get something for my old man eyes here. I'm gonna get this one instead.
I should not change the board orientation.
Let's see, and we're at R4.
Which is...
And Bert asked if we have to wind any inductors. No, we don't. So it's a pretty easy build.
It's right in the middle, R4.
Right in the middle. I can still not see it.
Let me switch to...
Yeah, perhaps I could watch the screen and see where you point.
I point right here.
Yeah, I found it just at the same time as you pointed. Now I just got to find it back. Seriously, though? I lost it again. Yeah. And it says Q1 there, but that's the part above it, right?
Yeah, that's the transistor above.
Yeah. And let me know in the chat if I'm not good enough to keep things within frame. I have a really small space to work with here. I could probably just flip this out a little bit. And Bert asks if you're fluent in Morse. I'm guessing you're not watching the chat there, Tobias. So,
yeah, 1 second. Let me snip off the leg, and then I have a look at the chat. I had to learn Morse, like when I was 16 or 17, and did my license, but I have not used it in a long time. So I guess, yeah, I would need some heavy practice. I can more or less give with the Kia, and if it's slow enough, I can understand it, but I'm not there that I can do head copy and go on a POTA. Yeah, that's just, yeah. I guess, yeah. Let's see. Maybe we get into CW after building this.
Yeah, perhaps. For me, this is just an exercise in actually building something. I'm not necessarily that interested in it necessarily working, because I know that this is... And I'm just going to give a pro tip. Don't put your pliers on the magnetic part of your soldering bed, because your pliers is going to get magnetic as well. So everything you snip off won't
Okay.
I guess that's pretty much could be a good thing as well. But
okay, and we have Colin in the chat as well. I see. Hi, Colin.
Okay. I'm getting scared now. If we have talented people like Colin here.
Yeah, let's make a right pixie out of it. Yeah. Okay.
And I'm just gonna see if I can fix my terrible solder job here.
So I'll just keep going. You tell me if I should slow down or explain but I think we are fine with the resistors, right?
Yeah. I'm at R4 now, and I guess you're at R4 as well, aren't you?
I've put it in already.
Yeah, I just finished R4, so I'm just gonna snip it or cross it off here and figure out where R5 is going.
Yeah, you did the clever thing and marked them all before, and I'm just cheating here and double check. I'm pretty sure that's the 10K, but let's
see. That's
check.
R5. That's the 100K, I think. No, R5 is the 10K.
Right.
So I've somehow marked it as 100K in the.
Oh yeah. It's brown, black, orange, gold. If you're looking for it.
Let's see. Brown, black, yellow, gold. But I guess yellow and orange can be.
Nah, the yellow would be the 100K. So be careful there. You need.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I see that. I've mixed them up here. Yeah. I marked the wrong one yesterday. So I've kind of written both a 5 and a 6 in the same spot.
Okay.
So brown, black, orange, and gold.
Correct. 10K.
Yep. I think I'm good with that, and that's R5. Let's see what I can. Okay, I got it here.
It's below Q2. I think here I found it.
And Bert asked what key we're going to be using. I don't really have a key at the moment. I started making one yesterday, but I didn't finish it. So if we get to the point of testing, I got a pair of just paddles here that at least will give some kind of beep. And no worries, I will not go on air with this radio for a while, but I might push it into a dummy load.
Yeah, I yesterday wired up this 85 CW Kia to my TS50, and I managed to give my call sign and was spotted on the reverse beacon network, so it seems to work.
And I guess that's not half bad though. That's more than I would be able to do.
That's a bad soldering job because this one is. R5 has is connected to ground plane, so you need to give it a bit more heat on that one pin. But now it looks good, I think. So let me switch to your screen as well, not to show my bad shoddy job all the time. Okay, maybe let me check the chat quickly on the mobile phone. Are there any questions? Hi, Theodore. Thanks for joining. And yeah, I like the LCR45. It's great. And if it's just, I mean, for normal resistors or so, if you've built enough kits, you somehow develop a feeling. You can spot the 1K and the 10Ks and the common values that are always used, but it's always nice to double check just to make sure you didn't mess up.
Well, I've probably messed up already, so
we can maybe let's do all the resistors, and then you just read out the color codes and I check against mine, right? Then we should be fine. Not that I'm not trusting you, but it would be nice if this thing works in the end, right?
I'm not trusting myself either. So
okay, so that should be the 100.
I cannot see my face shot here because it's this live preview just on top of my face. But I guess I'm somewhat in frame. Let's see. Then it was R6, and I had that one here. Got to figure out where that goes in the board, though. That's there, right beside R3, if you haven't found it.
Yeah, I see it, and that's the 100K. Brown, black, yellow, gold.
Brown, black, yellow, gold, yeah.
Let me have a quick sanity check on our time. How long are we doing? Half an hour. Okay, not too bad. Because I think we have a 2-hour streaming limit here. So we go for 2 hours and then it's over.
Let's put it this way. If we're not done in 2 hours, we'll probably continue tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I've actually thought about I thought a little bit about perhaps streaming tomorrow while we're just talking here. Just doing a call in CQ and see if we can get people going back to me by calling. I'm not sure if that'll be a good stream or not, but
yeah, why not? Everything's allowed in HamRadio.
Yeah. The thing is, though, I'm hoping that my YouTube presence is starting to get to the point where actually people will get back to me if I call.
Yeah, I have the problem as well. You call into the void and nobody answers.
Yeah.
You never know, is it the bad antenna or the propagation, or it's just nobody interested?
Yeah, I'm usually going for the no one interested, because when I'm doing Parks on the Air, that's a whole different story. So
okay. Yeah, I repaired my what means repaired? I serviced my 12-meter spider pole that I had out all winter.
Yeah,
I think I told you that I bought 2 replacement elements.
Yeah, I think I had that.
Yeah, so I had it cleaned, all the elements taken apart and cleaned and wiped down, and then now it's here in the shack and doesn't get destroyed by the environment.
Yeah, it's we've talked about this before on stream. It's important to clean your pole.
Yes, you have to.
Theodore says it looks fun. When a next kit, and what will it be? I'll just see what this goes. I'm going to stick to the ESIC kits because I have 0 kit building experience. I'm not that hardware kind of guy, so I got to check. See, that was R5, R6. Now it's R7. Let's see. And I think I saw R7 on the board earlier.
I think I'm pretty much out of frame, so I better switch to your camera so that I can do more shoddy camera work.
Yep.
So R7's the last one is 10 ohms, right?
Yeah. And R7, I had it. It's here. It's on the right side of the board.
Yeah, I see it. I just have to find my last resistor. And yeah, that looks like 100. Yeah, okay. Yep, that should be the 10 ohm one.
And I'm seeing that I'm using way too much solder on this. But it's going to give me some experience, and that's really where I want to be with this.
Should I be worried that the 10 ohm resistor tells me it's 0.03 microhenry? No, it went into inductive mode here, but I'm pretty sure that's the 10. That's it's yeah, brown, black, double check. Yeah, 10. Yeah, brown, black, black, gold. That is the 10.
And I'm happy that I'm not sending this off to some YouTuber for review on my soldering. But speaking about next kits, I'd really love to build the QDX at one point. Not only having it and selling it, but actually building it myself. But I'm not sure. And then I'm thinking about actually ordering an All-Star Sherry, All-Star node, and those come as kits as well. So that might be a start for a new kit. I'm not really sure. That's something I'd really like to have working though. So I might consider actually ordering that pre-built.
Yeah, I think the last kit before this one was a bit of a bigger endeavor. I was part of one of these group purchases for the True SDX.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was a bit exciting because I don't know if I messed up during SMD soldering or if it already came a bit shoddy from the factory. It looked to me as if they did not really properly reflow all the components. I don't know, because it was said, I think they said it was leaded solder, but all the solder connection looked pretty dull. So
yeah,
I'm not sure if the reflow profile was right or if they accidentally used the lead-free solder with the leaded reflow profile. Anyway, I had fun, and I'm now proud owner of some more tools that I did not really plan to buy here. Nice A10 ST862D hot air station. So I can take SMD chips off and put them back on again. In the end, I got it working. Yeah, but it was like it was more excitement than I initially planned for.
I've heard people say that about the True SDX though, that it's a somewhat tricky build. Which means it's not for me. Let's see. Next part, Tobias.
Yeah, I have all the resistors on. Do you want to go through the color codes, or do we just go on?
We just go on. We don't have more than 2 hours, and I'm thinking if this works, that'll be great. I'm not expecting it to work.
Okay, I guess I continue with the fixed inductors. Yeah. So that is L1 22 microhenry.
Let's see if I can find
and that should be red, black, silver. But
let's see what this is. Red, black, silver.
Let's double check with the LCR meter, and it says ding 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 19.76 microhenry, which is good enough with this tolerance.
Yeah. Let's see.
So where does it go? L1 next to R2, next to the antenna.
Yeah, there we are.
Okay, and it's also mounted upside down. I don't know if that is a good idea for inductors.
And inductors are not directional either, are they?
No.
Nope. You got to explain this to me like I'm 5 and not like I'm a ham that's supposed to know these kind of things.
No, the only polarized components we have here are the diodes.
Yeah.
And the electrolytic capacitors, because they are polarized, but they have a little plus on the PCB marking, so that's easy to spot. And of course, you have to get the transistors in the right way.
Mm-hmm. But I'm guessing you will be walking me through that when we get to that point.
Okay, I'm trying to get this inductor in. I'm really making bad camera work. I'm sorry, guys, because my PC that does the streaming is like 2 or 3 meters away, so I always have to. I let you watch Morten for a while.
Yeah, and I see that
at least he's in frame, right?
Yeah, and I see that Scott's in the chat. Good afternoon, Scott. It's evening here, but so happy to have someone from North America here as well. Then people around the world can see how bad I am at soldering.
Yeah, and one thing that I sometimes do, well, or you usually do, after all the parts are soldered, I always clean the bottom side of the PCB with some alcohol, so that you get this the flux residue from the soldering off. I think for this kit it's not really strictly required, but if you do some SMD stuff, it's really so much nicer if you have a clean PCB, because then you can also measure and probe much easier than getting around these brown blobs of solder residue.
Yep. See, that was L1, and then it's L2. I'm not sure if you're done with L1 there.
Right, I'm finished with L1. So L2 is 1 microhenry.
I'm just going to figure out where that goes on the board before I do anything here.
I found it. It's also next to J2. I just have to find out now which one of those twos is the one and which one is the 100 microhenry, I guess.
As far as I've Googled to figure this out, it's brown, black, gold, and silver.
Okay.
And I might be wrong in this, but
well, I'll check it. That's why we have the LCR meter.
You check it. I'll put it in.
Okay, so let's see. What does it tell us? I'll try to get it. That's 1 microhenry, I would say. You're right. Brown, black, gold, silver, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And I have a cat down at my legs, and as you know, cats don't like closed doors. So even though there is a perfect way for her to go around here, she wants to go through the door, which is the shortest way, and is closed.
Yeah, I know how it is. And mine is even worse because she likes to climb out of the roof window. Yeah. So when it's boiling here with 29 degrees, and I want to open the windows, then the door downstairs is closed, and then the meowing starts, right? So I can either sweat or have the cat complain. So that was L2. It's not really pretty what I'm doing here with the bending of the...
don't worry, nothing of what I'm doing is pretty. But
okay, let me maybe give a quick look at the chat if we've lost somebody.
No, I think we're good. I think we answered most of the issues in the chat, and feel free to comment and tell us what we're doing wrong or if we're doing anything right. Anything in the chat. And as you can, I'm big now. So as you can see, it looks like a board, but it's not pretty. And as you can see on the underside here, I'm not sure if you can see that though. But my soldering is not particularly good. But hopefully it's good enough.
Theodore is asking how I like these clamps here compared to the normal, third hand with the clips.
Yeah.
I don't think it makes a big difference for kit building. I think where these clips come in handy when you have built it and you want to probe around, because then you can basically put your board in, and then you can put use your scope and access all the pins. And I think the bottom side of this plate is also a mirror. See that? You see my ring light here in the little preview. So basically you could use the other side, and then you can see the bottom of the PCB and the top. And then for probing around and error finding, it's nice, but I think just for building alone, that is not a big difference to a croc clip, because you anyway have to take it out and flip it around all the time. So
yeah, I'm trying to find L3 here now on the board.
right in the middle again.
Yeah, right in the middle. You're right. And thank you for not referring to another spot that I probably didn't see.
It's just practice. Once you've built a few kits, you just develop an eye and search pattern for this kind of things. Okay, so this should be
this is. I mean, this is like anything else. It's practice, practice, and practice. The more you practice, the better you get.
Exactly. So this is now L3, which should be 100 microhenry, and Paranoia Tobias will double check it with the LCR meter. And it tells us 90.6 microhenry. Well, in the right ballpark.
Yeah. And you got to remember, though, that this is a 10-euro kit. So.
Yeah, we were talking earlier. I think it's cheaper to buy the Super Pixie kit just to get the components than buying the components individually at your local supplier, right? It's a bit crazy.
Definitely.
I mean, I think just the LM38 what is it? 386 amplifier costs more if you buy it locally.
Yeah. So I'm not expecting anything else than soldering practice here, and that is why
I think it will work.
Yeah.
Don't be.
I usually think, though, that stupider people than me has done stuff like this before and made it work. And that's what I thought when I was becoming a parent the first time as well. I thought that stupider people than me have managed this quite well. So there should be a chance for me as well. See, so we're done with the inductors.
Okay. So let me snip off the last two legs here. And maybe share a view of how my board currently looks like without too many reflections. Okay.
Your board looks nicer than mine, I think.
Yeah, but I cheated. I used the leaded solder, which is easier to do.
But can you buy leaded solder in Germany?
Yes. Oddly enough, I think, where did I buy it? It was, I think,
because I thought that was some kind of EU regulation that you couldn't have leaded solder anymore.
Yeah, I think I bought it at the same shop where I bought the LCR meter. It was eleshop.nl or something like this.
I will have to.
Had leaded solder. I will look it up and put it in the description of the stream.
And I also I have a guy for leaded solder, but I forgot to ask him, and I'm out, so it's unleaded solder for me today.
Okay, I think I'll go with the diodes next.
Let's see, the diodes.
Shouldn't there be 3? Why do I only see 2? I think there should be 3, right?
Let's see.
I lost. Yeah, 3 diodes.
Let's see if I can find them here on my. 3 diodes. And which one do we start with?
Doesn't really matter. Let's start with D1 and D2, the big black ones.
Yeah. And which is the positive side on these ones?
The ring is the negative side, is the cathode.
Yeah.
So basically,
let's see here.
Yeah, let's go with D1, which is the top left.
D1, top left. Let's see if I can find it here. I have D2 here. Where's D1?
In the corner, in one of the corners.
Oh, right up there on my finger. Yeah. And which is the negative side on that arrow on the diode?
That's where you have the Yeah, the arrow is pointing towards, and then you have this bar at the bottom, and that's the cathode.
So the cathode goes, and the cathode is the one marked with the line.
Yeah. I mean, this is. Let me see here if I can see it from the PCB.
And I'm gonna put it in here, and you can just see if I've done it right. So the ring is towards the bottom of the board now, isn't it? See if we can put it. I don't know if that focuses really well.
Let me get to the camera. I can
actually not get the big enough on screen, I think, at least not to see myself. Not without, let's see if I can put my big preview window up here.
I think this diode is for polarity protection, right?
Yeah.
And if you put it the wrong way around and connect power, then you have an immediate shortcut.
Yeah.
So you see on the side there's the connector plus minus, right? Next to the diode, yeah.
Next to the diode. I'm not sure if I'm looking. Yeah, the plus minus there. Yeah, and that's the power.
Exactly. And if you follow the plus, it should go to the ring of your diode, so that it does not in the correct. Well, if the power is connected the correct way, then your diode should not conduct, right?
Yeah, the plus goes there. So I guess I'm good.
So okay, in theory, I think.
And Colin says that you can buy leaded solder in the UK on Amazon, but UK is not EU anymore.
I think I can mount.
Well, we're not EU, and we've never been EU, but we're part of the EEC. So
I think I can mount this diode flat. Or maybe.
Okay, you say that now.
I try. Let's see. Maybe
let's see if you can do it first, and then.
Yeah, it's a tight fit, but it.
I'll leave it like I got it. I got all the pins spent and everything ready to solder.
Okay. Yeah, it just about fits. Mounting it flat. Yeah, that needs a bit of heat.
And Bert actually clears something up here. I didn't see his chat. That it's commercial soldered PCBs that can't use leaded solder. But I can actually. I've looked around for leaded solder here in stores, and I haven't been able to find that. So I got to figure out where I can buy that, except for my dealer. And then it's D2, and I saw D2's there.
D2 is right next to the crystal, right?
Yeah, and then I should have the ring towards the top here. Isn't that correct?
Yep, towards the crystal, or towards D2.
Yeah. Just so I got a halfway. And Theodore says any product to get to the EU market must be in compliance with the CE mark. So, but in order to get something CE certified, you don't actually have to show your product, though.
Snip, snip. Okay, so that is just out of interest. Let me see what this other diode does. I mean, D1 was the polarity protection, and D2 is. Did I do this right? I think I did it wrong. that looks odd. Hang on a second. I think I made a mistake.
You made a mistake, or I made a mistake?
Or it's a mistake on the schematic, because it looks like D2 and D1 had the same. Let me quickly switch to my camera. No, here. And get it in frame. D1 and D2 looks like they were the big diodes, at least from the print on the PCB, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you flip to the back side, they have D2 here next to the crystal. So maybe the markings on the schematic are wrong.
Okay.
Because, yeah.
But according
on
to
this, on the schematic, D2 is basically the small 1N4.
The 4148.
No, actually,
we have two
No, I was wrong. I was wrong. It's fine. It's fine.
As far as I can see from the schematic,
I thought the small 1N4148 is used to pull the crystal, but it's in fact the big fat 1N4001.
And
so what they are doing here is basically with the potentiometer, they are pulling the crystal frequency a bit, because obviously if you receive at 7.023 megahertz, and you want to hear a tone, you need a little offset, right? You know, like 400, 500, 800 hertz, and this is what they do here with the little trimmer on the front, so you can. They are pulling in the reception mode the crystal frequency, and when you key down, then basically that both sides of the trimmer are on ground, so they're not. When it transmits, it's not pulling the crystal frequency. So it should, in theory, transmit on 7023, and only in the reception case you should be able to adjust your tone. That's the idea, I think.
Yeah, I see that Theodore asked if the mini whip was my idea. No, that's Papa Alpha Zero Delta Tango, I think. So not even. There's a zero in both call signs, but I'm not going to take credit for that. I've been wanting to buy one of those though, just to try out, but that is not my idea. And Stu's in the chat here. He's doing some updates on Station Master. The last time he soldered in anger was to add an EcoNet port to a BBC Micro about 5 years ago. That's not too bad either. I don't really solder. I solder antenna connections and antenna parts, and that's what I do, not parts like this. So I guess the next one is the last diode then.
Correct, which is the small one. And sorry for the confusion, but I was a bit. It was a bit strange that they used the 1N4001, which can do, I think, 1 amp or 2 amps for pulling the crystal frequency. I was expecting a small diode for that.
Let's see. I'm gonna...
Due to some reason, they are not doing it. And to tell you exactly the truth, usually you should use something called a varicap diode. So which means variable capacitor diode. So you put a voltage onto the diode and the capacity changes. And this is how usually you pull a crystal. And here it's like probably the cheap version. And you can maybe do it with a box standard 1N4001 as well.
Let's see. Then it's D3. And
yeah, and here you have to see where the ring is again.
I think mine has. There is a ring towards the top on mine. I think, there's a ring, and then there's some really, really fine print here. I think the ring.
I think the print should say 4148.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I used a magnifier to check that earlier today. So let's see if I can find the last diode spot on the board. And I've done something wrong. I got to do a little bit of repair work here. I've connected the R3 to the wrong spots.
You went into the pin for the diode, or what?
Yep. Let's see.
Okay,
And
but
that's
I think it's
this one. So I got to see if I can fix that. See if I can desolder that in some way.
Okay, and I find a way how to bend the diode because it's not, probably upright, but
and that was not the easiest thing I've done.
this looks already like a used diode. Already has solder on. Don't know where they found that one. Maybe I should check it before I put it in. Let me get the multimeter here and see if it's working.
And I didn't bring anything to suck the solder. So I'm going to see if I can try to just apply heat and pull it out. But that was not... It really didn't want to do that.
Let me see. I'm not trusting this diode. It looks dodgy.
And I'm at a point now where this went from fun to not so much fun. See if I can work my head around and find the right spot and put a pair of pliers on the resistor down here.
This looks completely... yeah, okay. 0.6 in one direction and not conducting in the other. Okay, that looks okay. That's fine.
Yep. You just go ahead with that, and I'm going to try to fix my small soldering mistake here. And I'm out on one pin. And since these are not directional, I can just bend the pin over. Hopefully that pin will hold. And put it in the other hole. And I need to clean some solder off there first. And I hope everyone can halfway see what I'm doing. I'm not sure if I'm on a big screen or not.
You are on the big screen at the moment.
I'm not sure if I want to be on the big screen at the moment, but let's see if that... And I actually have some soldering braid here, so that would probably be would have been helpful if I've thought of that for starting.
Yeah, just take your time. Is spending 5 more minutes to fix it is perfectly fine.
Yep. Let's see if I can get this.
Okay, so we are just running for 1 hour, 5 minutes, I think. So not too bad.
I think I've removed enough solder now to get that resistor in the right way. And I'm actually, I mean, these are kind of fragile components, so I don't want to bend too much either. And I'm not sure if I'm on frame, but that is not my priority at the moment. And I got the
Let me
leg
have a
through.
look at the chat in the meantime.
Yeah, you do that. And I'm going to see if I can fix my mistake here. And
yeah, thanks for joining in, Scott.
I just got to figure out where was it's that hole. Okay. And it doesn't really help to have almost 50-year-old eyes when doing this.
Yeah, I'm short-sighted, so that helps a bit.
And where did that pen go? It went there. Okay.
Okay, so I guess I'll go hunting for capacitors in the meantime, because you have them already sorted. So
yep. And I think I'm good on that resistor now. Not the prettiest job, but there is somewhat of a connection there. And then my next issue is actually I have some solder in the hole for one of the legs of the diode. And let's see, the ring was towards the top of the board. Was that correct?
Sorry, your audio was dropping out. What?
I'm sorry. I'm talking away from the microphone. But the diode was the ring was towards the top of the board.
For which diode? For D3?
D3, yeah.
Well, for D3, the ring goes in the direction of C8. So towards C8. So
towards C8, yeah.
Or towards the key connection, maybe, yeah.
I'm going to see if I can heat the solder blob in there enough to.
So this is. Yeah, I think the weak point of this kit is the capacitors. They are the cheapest of the cheapest. So this is C1 is, I think, 100 nanofarad, and I'm seeing 79 here. Oh well. But I got a few extra in an extra bag, so let's see if maybe I have another one, a better one. Nah, they're all different ones. So usually, I think at least for components with just 2 leads, you can just put your lead on top of the solder hole that is filled, and then just heat it from the bottom and just push it through. So
yeah, just that I got to find that hole from the bottom and then push down from the top. That's the challenge here. Let's see if I can. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm always arguing with myself if I should buy one of these Chinese solder sucker pumps.
Yeah.
But for the moment, the classic made in the USA solder pulled does its job. Yeah, here I show it in the camera. I don't know, all the other mechanical solder suckers are not working for me, but this one, original solder pulled, that works. I think it's just it has a bit of a bigger volume, and when you arm it and press, it really has suction.
See if I can. I managed to get the leg through. Now it's just a matter of keeping the solder hot to get it far enough through, and we're good. I think that was the right way. If not, that's for troubleshooting later on.
Yeah, I can try to show you how it looks for me. I don't know. Can you see that?
Let's see. And which side of the board am I looking at, though? Let's see.
So
I'm just going
that's
to orient my board the same way. So, no, I think mine's the other way around, actually.
It doesn't matter if you have the wire here or on the other side. The important bit is that the ring is on this side.
Yeah, the ring is on the side towards the C8.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. Yeah. Then I'm good. Then I'm gonna solder that. Just gotta flip my helping hand so I can use it again. And the good thing now, I only have one leg to solder.
Good. The other one, yeah.
Yeah. The other one kind of soldered itself going through. And snip those off. And I guess we're pretty much good with that. And for all the viewers here, Scott's got to leave us for a while. He probably did that a couple of minutes ago, but see you later, Scott. For all of you viewers, especially you that tend to either stay up late in Europe or are in other parts of the world, one of our Terrace colleagues, Walt, is doing a PODA activation today on the Outer Banks of North Carolina. He's thinking about 2300 UTC. Let's see. I'm done with the diodes. So the next part is the capacitors. Then twice.
I started with C1, the 100 nanofarad next to the power connector, as far as I can see. Or J1 is the power connector.
C1, and the C1 was, and now I'm at the point where I haven't actually. Let's see. C1. So. One of those that's marked as a 104.
Yes.
Is that correct? Yep. That's a 104. And let's find that. And C1's there. So you already did that?
Yeah. I'm looking for my 103s now, because we have 4 of those.
Yeah, actually, I have 5 of those.
Yeah, I have more. As I told you, I have an extra bag with extra spare parts that are not used.
Now, actually, Steve temporarily offline taught me that trick when I was going to build the UDX, to use a piece of paper and just tape the parts to it and mark them.
Yeah, I think when I bought the kit for the phaser, for the this red small FT8 transceiver.
Oh, you got one of those?
Yeah, that was basically my way back into HamRadio. Yeah, I ordered it and then it took a while to arrive. And while I waited for it to arrive, I then accidentally bought the Yaesu FTDX 3000.
just by pure accident. It somehow,
exactly, yeah. Because it showed up. Yeah, it showed up on eBay and it was a good price. And I thought, and then I was weak. I was weak. Anyway, what I want to say is the kit from Midnight Design Solutions already came with all the components taped to cards. Yeah, so they've really put effort into making the kit easy to build for everybody. So if you want to build something, I think at the moment they are doing Raspberry Pi Pico based CW key. So I can recommend their kits. They're very nice packaged, and basically you get all the components on cards, and you know exactly what component is what. So you don't need.
That is easy for people. That helps for people like me.
That's a really nice service.
Now I'm at a point where I got to mark things off because. And Kjetil's in the chat. LB4FH. Welcome, Kjetil. And then we have C2, C4, C8, and C11 with the 103s.
In theory, I think I've added Kjetil to speaker. If he wants, he can join and talk to us.
Yeah, didn't you ask? I mean, we've had Bob in the chat for a while, so I mean, Bob was at it as well, wasn't he?
Let me see. I can dynamically add a guest, but I thought I added everybody as speaker as well. Let me see.
Yeah, but they still gotta be. It's too dark where Kjetil is, so I don't know if Bob's wanna join us. Yeah. And Kjetil don't want to risk using the same lighting setup as last stream, where he looked like a serial killer. I guess the axe didn't help as well.
Yeah. I don't know if Bob is around, but I can.
I'm going to find C2. I found C2 straight away. That was just too easy.
Yeah, I think, if Bob is joining this evmux thing, then I could switch to 3 people view.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because he's got a Pixie as well. He doesn't have the Super Pixie, though.
I think they are super similar. There's not much difference.
They are. I think the case is what actually makes the difference. And at some point when I become a famous YouTuber, I'm going to get a big shack with a soldering station and everything.
That sounds like a plan. My problem here is that I have... Well, basically, this is the old workshop of my dad, which is now more or less my workshop, right? Since he died. But the problem is the roof needs some maintenance, like isolation and so on.
Oh,
so in
theory, tell me.
I would need to get the whole attic empty and rip out all the inner walls and then add the isolation and put inner walls back in and then put the shack back in. So I have no idea how and when I will ever be able to do this.
See, I'm done with C2. The next one was C4.
Okay, I've just picked out the 4 10 nanofarad capacitors, and I will just put them in now. I had to measure them because they were in the big box. So let me see. Where is C2?
C2 so towards the top of the board.
Next to Q2.
Yeah, it's next to Q2, exactly. And C5. I'm looking for C4 at the moment.
And that's just on the other side of the transistor.
Yep. It is, and it looked like, I'm not going to say with my old eyes, but I read O4 and not C4, and somehow I didn't connect the dots. That's C4, and then I'm going to have C8, and I keep bumping into the ring light here, and I see that I'm holding the board out of frame, so I'm going to try to keep it in frame. Let's see, C8 as... I'm just going to put the board here, and I'm going to use the cheat sheet.
Doing the same here. It's next to that tricky diode.
Next to that tricky diode. Yeah, it is. That's the one. That's forever going to be the tricky diode.
And C11 is right here on the right side in the middle.
Right side in the middle. Yep, I see it.
Okay, well, I just put in all 4, and I will solder in all 4 now.
Yeah, I put in all of the last 3 ones now, and I'm going to solder them. So, Andy's here. Good evening, Andy. Bert says, I think it was, Bert says, careful with that C4. Yep.
I think we have Bob in now, so I can put him on as well. We have Bob in now, so
and I think Bob's got his YouTube window playing.
Bob in
Whoa. Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's the YouTube window playing.
Sorry. Okay, I muted YouTube.
Yeah.
Hi,
Hey.
Bob.
Hey, strange to see you.
How was the net?
How was
The net.
no net today? Was only summits today.
Okay.
But that rained out big time. I walked for an hour and a half up that mountain, and the sky just opened up. So I walked back down. But you're having success. This is really fun watching.
Okay, I hope it's more fun watching them building. It kind of gets, with my soldering skills, a little bit frustrating.
I think you're being too hard on your soldering skills, Morten. I think you're doing quite all right.
So the next time I do soldering on a video, it shouldn't be in fast forward then, or it's not. It's not in fast forward now, actually.
I think you're doing all right. As there's some saying about proof and pudding and all that. We'll see if it works when you're finished, but I think it looks all right.
Yeah, and if it doesn't work, I'm not too worried about that though, because I've got some soldering practice, and that's exactly why I bought the kit. If it works, that'll just be a happy coincidence.
I think it should work. As good or bad as a Pixie works, basically. Yeah, you shouldn't expect miracles, because I mean it's basically doing everything with 2 transistors, right?
And it's like when you asked me when I ordered a kit, Tobias, if how many watts it was, and I just said yes, because that's not the important. The power rating of this is not the important part. And I have magnetized my pliers here, or my flat cutters here. So
I'm probably out of frame completely. I have to.
But now we have a producer that can tell us when we're out. Now he's. So I guess that's all those.
So that was let me mark it off on my sheet here.
I'm going to do the same thing here.
2, 4, 8, 11, and down here it was 2, 4, 8, and 11.
So, and you got your Pixie kit there as well, Bob.
Yeah, I figured why not.
But you got the one without the fancy case, doesn't you?
I think that's the whole difference. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty much the same.
It does.
The board looks a little bit different, though, as far as the little pieces I can see.
Yeah, it is. Huh. I would even go as far as to say completely different.
But I guess it's in essence the same kit, though.
I think what they did for the Super Pixie, they just put the parts, made them accessible on the side so that it works with the front panel. I think the normal one, just everything's somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
So then it's C3 and C7, and that's the 101.
Let's see if I can measure 100 picofarad with the LCR meter. And what does it say?
Oh, and I'm getting, if my lighting's turning worse, that's actually because of this, because my battery powered extra light is out of battery.
Okay.
I guess it's not worse for the streamers. It's a little bit, it's getting a little bit worse for me. But let's see, then I'm above the camera. So, and I forgot, C3 and C7. I found C3. C3 is in the middle on the top there, Tobias.
Yeah, I found it. Thank you. And C7 is next to the diode D2.
Diode D2. Yep, found it. I'm feeling at some point I'm speeding up the process here. It's going a little bit faster and better now.
Yeah, that's just practice. And yeah, let's see. 2 more capacitors.
Yeah, I gotta go do the C3 and C7 first. Or yeah, I think it's C3 and 7, yeah.
Yep, see, that's...
So any radio plans for the weekend, Bob?
Yeah, there's the NBIS NBIS activity for the local club on Sunday. But I'm starting to distrust the people telling us about the weather. We'll have to see. I have the it's 80 meters and 60 meters, so I have at least 9s of a noise. So it's impossible to run it from the city, so I have to go out and do it well from someplace nice, and well, depends on the weather, I guess.
Yeah, I got a new roof hatch for the camper that I gotta replace. Take the old one out and the new one in, but I want to make sure that there's good weather all the way through, because at some point you're at point of no return doing that, and at some point you don't really want it to be wet.
That's true, but seeing as you work with as an audio tech, you have access to almost unlimited amounts of duct tape, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, that's not the issue, though. The issue is at the point where the old hatch is out. I don't really want it to start raining before the new hatch is in.
It's probably best to avoid. Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is, though, I don't think I've never done it, but it can't really be a big repair. But it's big enough that I really want to have a day of sunshine when doing it.
Are you replacing the entire hatch or just the movable part?
No, the entire hatch.
I would expect that the old one is glued to the
Yep.
chassis in a really disgusting and hard to get loose kind of way.
Speaking from experience.
No, but I've seen builders building campers. Yeah.
So yeah, it's got to be it's probably glued really hard, but once you get that out, so that should be easy. I see that Bert asked if the kits are about $25, $2 an Ollie. Hang on. $2 on AliExpress. I think mine was I think I paid in euros for this, and I think it was about 10 euros.
Let me check. I bought it on eBay. Let me see. What did I pay for this? Purchases. Yeah, about 10 euro, basically. €9.21 plus a euro shipping or something like this.
Yeah, and then for my case, some tax on top of that. So then it's C5 and C6. And that is the one marked 471.
I want to start soldering this now, but there's only half an hour left, isn't it?
Yeah, there's half an hour left. I guess we're not going to get to the point where we're going to test this. But as we said, we'll be back tomorrow if we can't make it work today. Should we say same time tomorrow there, Tobias?
Yeah, why not? Let's see. I would suggest we just build it up today or finish it, and then we do a test session tomorrow. Does that sound good?
Yeah. So if we don't
if we don't finish it, then I guess we can just finish it offline. I think. I don't know if any more information is to be given. I mean, electrolytic capacitors, we can do one, and all the other components are pretty easy. Yeah, you just put them in, right?
I would guess so. So C5.
So,
I'm looking for C5 at the moment. I found C6.
it's near connector J2.
Mm.
And I forget to mark off.
Yeah, there it is.
Resistor and.
Yeah, we could probably finish offline doing that if you want to do that. Or we could just, do our own videos on it. Except for my release schedule being so tied up for at least the next week.
So I'm looking for C6. Where is that?
C6 is to the up and to the right for C5.
Ah, there it is.
It's
right.
on the top right corner.
Yeah. I found it. I think maybe that's part of the low pass filter. Let me see. These two 470 picofarad. Right. Yeah. That's the so-called low pass filter with only 2 capacitors and 1 inductor.
And I'm now at a point where I wish I had some noise canceling headphones because my teenage daughter is singing in the room next to me.
Just turn up the microphone gain so that the entirety of YouTube can hear her. That's going to be the last time she's singing.
I'm just hoping that might be a copyright strike, though.
Could be.
I'm just I'm taking, I guess, on Taylor Swift, which is not the worst thing she can like. So. And I see that Dave from Irish HamRadio in the chat. Welcome, Dave. I actually, speaking about completely different things, I tried an 891 with an A-test today. That was some smooth tuning.
All right. Yeah.
Was just one press on the button, and you heard the antenna moving on the top of the car. So I guess that's something for you, Bob.
I love Yaesu radios, but they really suck at making tuners.
But the ATAS is not a tuner, though.
Yeah, sure it is. It's just the tuner is combined with the antenna.
Good point.
So I'm skeptical of that antenna, but it does look nice. But did it tune it all the way up to 80 meters?
No, it doesn't tune on 80. Not with the stock whip. I think you need a larger whip for that.
All right. So it stops at 40?
Stops at 40, yeah.
I'd rather keep my my Ampros.
Perhaps, yeah. Let's say C9 and C10. And that's these little guys. So how's the part sorting going there, Bob?
I wanted to do the trick that you did, but I didn't have any clear tape, so I'm doing this.
Let's see, C9 and C10, and perhaps see if I'm in frame as well. This is a lot harder than I thought it was because I got lights, mics, and cables, cameras pretty much everywhere. I got C9 there. And you got to tell us when it's time to wrap up, though, Tobias, since there's a hard 2-hour limit on the software you're using.
Yeah, let's see.
We got
1 hour 35 at the moment. So we still have 25 minutes, I guess, to go.
C9.
And I think in theory, it's 2-hour stream in one go. Yeah. So if I probably just create a follow-up right away, we can continue.
Yeah. And that's C10. Yeah, you could do that. It'd probably be nice to, but we're catching some traction. There's not too many parts left on my sheet of paper here now.
Yeah, I think we have with all the small capacitors gone, the hardest bit is over. So
Tobias.
Yes.
I found a resistor that's apparently 27 ohms.
I don't have that. Doesn't have that on my list for my Pixie, but maybe yours.
No, mine neither.
Maybe you have one extra. We got extra parts in our kits.
Yeah, no extras either. I think I got the cheap ones with no extras.
Okay.
Huh,
so you got it wrong.
So I have the same problem with making mistakes and thing that.
What I was going to say when you talked about the 3000 Tobias is that radio. I mean, it had all the.
Because the menu never changes. The waterfall is IC 7300.
But then again.
But I have a RTL SDR connected to it and a big monitor, so it's not really an issue for me. So
no, actually, on the 1200, you have to choose if you want to hear audio or see the waterfall moving.
Ah, okay.
That was the part that did not really work out for me.
Yeah, if you really need the waterfall, if you really want the waterfall, I guess that's a reason to get another radio. On the mystery resistor here, I'm still measuring that at 27, but I think it's brown, black, black. Shouldn't that be 10, Tobias?
Brown, black, black is 10 ohms, probably, yeah?
Yeah, but I think maybe this resistor is colorblind, because when I measure it, it's 27 ohms.
Yeah, that's not really 5% tolerance anymore.
No.
But on the other hand, sometimes your measuring instruments are not good at very small values either, so I would not worry. If it's brown, black, black, it's 10 ohms. Use it.
I'll find another one and compare.
Okay, so let me see, what else can we do here with the scene switching? I can do this a bit more egotistical, just make me big and the other two guys small because it's my stream. Haha, just kidding. So I've set up a few scenes here, you know how to divide up the screen.
I think I got some extra capacitors here, but I think I am at least somewhere in the ballpark now.
I think I go for the electrolytics next.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe let's do the electrolytics and then I'll do
it's the 100 here, and that was CP1.
Yeah, there's only 100. Just have to find it. 10.
Yep. And which is positive and negative 10. On this? I see that it's
the negative is marked on mine.
Yeah, I see the negative is
and on the PCB the positive is marked. So you have to basically make sure the negative mark does not align with your positive on the PCB.
And
so that's 100, and it goes in. Yeah, right
on the top of the board.
Yeah, it's just for the power supply stabilization. Let's see, right here, and now I have to make sure that I make it correct as well. So the negative goes here on the top, and let me stick in all the others as well. Speed it up a bit.
Oh, you're one of those guys now.
Yeah. Okay, so the others are all 10 microfarads, so they should all be the same, or?
Yeah, I think so.
Right, so I can just put them in the wrong way. No, hopefully not. And
I think I'm good there. And there's my
double check. Minus. That looks okay.
And then there's 3 more, right? Yeah, they're down there. No, wait. CP2, yeah. Just got to make sure that I untangle the legs before I put them in, so I get the right polarity on it.
You were right, Tobias. That's my meter, my trusty Enang AN8008. I was hoping that was going to be a bit more accurate. I think Dave Jones did a test on it, and it was fairly accurate in all his tests. But yeah, I measured it with. Let me show you this thing. Yeah, and that was 10 ohms, spot on.
Let me get the other view. Is that the view I'm looking
How is that desk multimeter there, Bob?
Apparently a lot more accurate than my portable one.
I've been looking at those. The thing is, though, I'm running out of desk space anyway, so it perhaps won't happen.
It's really slim, and it's fairly small compared to a small fist.
But to tell you the truth, I measured the 10 ohms before with the LCR45, and it went into inductance mode. So measuring small resistor values is not so easy.
No, that's true. But my small Enang multimeter made the same mistake on a 10 ohms resistor that I just got from my stash. So yeah.
What has fallen down now? Oh, that was my pen. Am I in frame? No, I'm soldering half out of frame. But I have a good excuse. I cannot stretch my arm so far yet.
and I see that Stu is waiting for the magic smoke to pop out. So I guess that's same time tomorrow then for the magic smoke. For the pyrotechnics show.
Yeah.
There was at the start there was quite a bit of magic smoke from both your soldering irons, I think. I can see it now, Morten. That's magic smoke right there.
Yeah. If I could get the solder to stick actually to the board and not just to my iron, that'd be super helpful.
So how bad does this all look? Not super pretty, but
I'm just so happy that I use a relatively cheap webcam for this. That kind of camouflages some of the...
Yeah, that's why we have 3 people. So we have 3 very tiny pictures, and nobody can spot our mistakes so easy. Okay, so that was C. Why did they call the...
I mean, that's only until I become HamRadio 3.0. Then I can probably afford better cameras.
I think you might need to afford better lawyers as well.
I actually got a new camera that I haven't used for the stream at all, and that's my front-facing camera. Got a new camera for that yesterday.
So I go for the interesting bit. I'm soldering in the crystal.
Oh, you're at that point. So you're done with the electrolytic capacitors now. So it's the crystal next.
Yep.
Then I guess. Let's pull that out of the sheet here.
Yeah. So and I do this.
And at least I got to put the crystal the right way so the writings.
Yeah, I think. Let me think. You have to be a little bit careful with the crystal, because if you have too much solder and it is sucked through the hole onto the other side, you could, in theory, short it out, because the whole body of the crystal is metal, right? So you just have these 2 tiny pins. So sometimes it makes sense to maybe leave a gap of a millimeter or so.
We're a little bit past that point now.
don't sit it flush to the PCB.
So I'm hoping that it'll work now. to put it that way.
If it's a short, it won't oscillate. That's just the. Let's see. How can I do this? Should I put a bit of tape on there? No. So we'll wing it. I'll wing it.
The crystal's on. Which is the next part?
I would go maybe for the socket for the amplifier.
Yeah, I got that right over here.
I think that's good. Here I left a bit of gap for the crystal.
And any good tips on having that straight to the board while soldering?
You should just, well, either you put tape on the top, or you hold it with your finger on one side and tack it on one of the pins from the bottom. And as soon as one pin is tacked, you can flip it around and solder the others.
Yeah, that would require 3 hands, though.
But you have extra hands. You have 4.
Yeah. Let's see if I'm going to try something here.
And usually the socket should have the notch where you see it also on the PCB. You know, that's easier to.
I did that. I did that by
afterwards.
Pure luck.
So, do the same.
There's a solder bridge there. I got to clean that off. Like that. Yep. Now it's just the rest of the pins.
So I will do this guerrilla style, like this. Can you see this? Yeah.
No, my the PCB is getting a bit too heavy for the helping hands.
Okay, so one pin tacked, and now we can do the others.
I think that was not halfway bad, actually.
I think my
no visible solder bridges, so that's
2 solder joints aren't looking too pretty. Give it another. No, I guess it looks okay. So let me have a quick look at our timing, because we don't want to just disappear and the stream ends after 2 hours. We would want to say goodbye to the people. Yes, we have 9 minutes left.
Okay, then I guess it's part just to get the IC on here for me, and perhaps we should go to the big screen again then, and do the ending of the stream now.
Okay, so let me see what's missing. The 2 transistors are still missing. The connectors, the buzzer. That's basically all easy parts, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing, if you finish this offline, is make sure that you put in the right transistor in the right slot and in the right orientation. But you see it on the PCB. And for the transistor, there are basically 3 pins, and you see one of them is square.
Yeah.
And I think this is the emitter of the NPN transistor.
Yeah. Well,
but I checked it. I basically downloaded the data sheet of this 9018 and 8050, and yeah, basically, the square one is emitter, the middle one is base, and the the top one is collector for these transistors.
See if I can get everything set up for the front-facing view here and manage to get in frame.
Yeah, let me walk back and switch my camera as well. So now you should be able to see me again.
Yeah, and I guess I gotta figure out this where to move. So I guess I mean this was a fun stream though. 2 hours flew past really fast.
Yeah, and I didn't think of my arm, so that worked as well. So it's distraction is everything, you know. You don't when you just focus on some part that hurts, it just doesn't get better, right?
Focus on the job that's got to be done. So I guess that helps somewhat.
Okay, so I guess should we wrap it up, and how should we continue with this?
I mean, I'm a kit building newbie. I'd love to have a build, and if we have 2 hours tomorrow, we'll manage to get the build done.
Okay, then we just stop where we are right now,
and we keep going with a part 2 tomorrow, because then again, if people are following the stream, if they're going to build a Pixie later on and watch them, they can see the whole process, I think.
Yeah, that's fine. I think with 2 hours we should be able to finish it and see the magic smoke escape afterwards.
And then I can have my meters or my dummy load and everything ready for that. So
okay, then let's do it like that.
We should be good. Will you be joining us tomorrow, Bob?
No, sadly, I have commitments of the XYL kind. So I'll try to sneak in some observation of the stream, but I will not be soldering components, sadly.
No.
But I have to say, I was watching for most of this, and this is so much better than television.
It's also not hard to be better than television sometimes.
No,
true, but still, this was I have crisps and I've nice evening.
It's been a lot of fun. It's been two hours of fun actually. And I hope the viewers thought that as well.
Yeah, I don't know how good the quality was with evmux. They claim it's full HD. So maybe somebody can leave a comment if it was
then again,
okay or not.
Most people watch this on their phones though, so I wouldn't worry too much about that.
My experience is when I'm watching it, it was excellent, at least excellent sound quality from both of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we're halfway good now. So same time tomorrow. 9 p.m. Central European time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I say thanks everybody for watching and joining, and we'll continue this tomorrow. Right.
Thanks for watching, and thanks for being on, guys. We'll be back tomorrow and let the magic smoke out then. So you'll get your shots then, Stu, and Lionel's here too as well. So good to see some of the usual crowd here. Anyway. I guess it's up to, I'm not the host now.
I click the end button now, and I just got the pop-up that my free 2 hours are coming to an end. So
7-3 all. See you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Bye.